we will play against an experienced team, so it will be a difficult game. Our expectations is to win like every game, so I hope we will practice great football and the win in the end.
We will expect a tough game, 2 tough games against Barcelona. They are very, very difficult to play against them. They do it very well in the midfield, in the defense, and for sure in the attack. They are so dangerous. We start with 0-0. We know that we beat them in the league 2 times, but it's not important now. Important now is that the game starts with 0-0. And yeah, we want to win this game and go to the semi-finals.
Can't wait for all of that action, which is due to come very, very soon. Remember, we do have our prediction campaign, which runs right the way through to 6 o'clock CET time, where you can, of course, get your hands on 1,000 eFootball points with a correct prediction, and just you get 100 just for participating, so well worth a go. Currently there, Harry, Juventus and Barcelona head and shoulders above the rest. Does it surprise you with those two being right at the top, and possibly maybe Monaco, for example, only with just over 1%?
Well, let me tell you, it's a good thing this prediction campaign runs all the way through until 6 p.m. European time, Central European time, that is, because I feel like this will probably change. Juventus well and truly deserving of almost half of the fan predictions as of yesterday. But AS Monaco, 1.6%. Are you sure, people at home? I mean, these guys have won 2 eFootball.Pro IQONIQ titles already, and they're looking for their 3rd. Yes, they're in the quarterfinals, but come on. This is AS Monaco we're talking about. You have Lotfi, Kilzu, Ismail. They're definitely going to be garnering more votes, I think, by the end of the programme.
Absolutely. And we also have our viewing campaign as well, where you can get 100 My Club coins for your troubles. All the information will be left in the video description below. So make sure you go and do both of those to enhance your game. Harry, we are just seconds away from this first game. What are your thoughts? What are your predictions? Barcelona versus Schalke. Who are you seeing walking into the semi-finals and facing up against Juventus?
It's such a strange matchup, this one. I mean, first and foremost, shout out to our referees, refereeing remotely as they have all season. Jesus and Sergio there really helping us out, making sure all the competitive integrity is absolutely at the top level in every single one of our matches this season. Barcelona have been very much a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde type of club this season. In the first half, they looked so strong. And if anyone saw the little wave chart of all the different positions each of the clubs have been in this season, you would have seen a massive dip at around the halfway point for Barcelona. If the first half of the season Barcelona turns up, they're going to be great. But the psychological edge here goes to Schalke, because when they matched up in the regular season, Schalke won both games. They took all 6 points out of a possible 6 available. So this one really could go either way. And I said before, I actually said in one of the preview articles on the eFootball.Pro website, I think this Schalke team is built for knockout football. And Merriman said, every game starts at 0-0. That's the right mentality to have. And if you approach Barcelona with that kind of mentality, you are going to have, hopefully for Schalke, a good time.
Absolutely. Well, as you can see, the first game of the knockout stages is underway here. Barcelona versus Schalke 04. And this is for a place in the semi-finals up against Juventus. It is Barcelona who start on the front foot, kicking from left to right in their home strip. The ball goes out of play for a goal kick. But like you mentioned, Harry, it definitely feels a case of, and I mentioned this prior to today on the website, it definitely feels like there's a sense of which Barcelona team turns up might just affect the outcome of today. Schalke take an early lead here with the first shot of the day. We mentioned what Barcelona team would turn up today. Well, they're asleep.
And it's the 5-time German champion, El Matador, scoring his 10th goal of the season, the first out of anyone in the knockout stages. A dream start for Schalke. And Barcelona just could not keep up defensively. He's touched into him here. Doesn't waste any time. First touch, sits up nicely for him. Tucks it home. And now Barcelona are going to have to show their pedigree. El Matador with the goal, 1-0 Schalke.
Schalke almost Mr. Consistent, really, so far this season. And they take the lead here. And it is, as you mentioned, El Matador who's got it. And they're looking for a second here. Barcelona are looking a little bit shell-shocked. Down the right-hand side, whipped in towards the near post. It's a chance for Merriman. And Barcelona smuggle it away. Remember, this is a game of, or a matchup of 2 games to see who will go through to the semi-finals. And finally, the referee...
Hold on.
What's he given here? Oh, he's given a free kick right on the edge of the area. It could have gone inside. And Barcelona need to wake up and wake up quick. Otherwise, this game could be away from them. It's a chance here for Irma. Plays it short, looking for Merriman. Gets the rebound. Saved by the goalkeeper. And Schalke, Harry, are all over Barcelona here.
They are a wonderful start, and catching them off guard with the short free kick as well. For that kind of range, it's so enticing. Almost invites you to take a hit, but instead they play it short. In comes the corner.
And towards the edge of the area, headed down. Piqué completes the clearance. And you touched on the fact that from a psychological point of view, Schalke would have the upper hand. And they've looked to compound that inside the first 10 minutes. Barcelona look slightly wary, certainly, of their German opponents today as they finally complete the clearance up towards the halfway line. First real chance for Barcelona to get going here. Chance to get the Palmer, the captain, into the action. They need him today, that's for sure, if they're to get anything out of it, as Alex Jurdi turns. And there is the Palmer. The first chance. He got a sniff of any action and he almost produced the equaliser.
Yeah, what a turn this is from the Palmer inside with Messi. It's El Matador with the manual save. The man who scored up one end saves a goal up the other.
In towards the near post, headed up. Not sure if it came off the defender or the goalkeeper, but either way, Barcelona still have the possession. It's a good response from the Spaniards. Hacked away out towards the halfway line. And it will be a throw on that far touchline.
Yeah, you're so right in what you say, though. They need the captain to step up today. The Palmer, of course, MVP and best goal winner of match day 3. Seems like an eternity ago now. If that the Palmer turns up, then they have a real chance of coming back. But so far, Schalke have looked really good in the opening 20 minutes.
El Matador, the goal scorer. Of course, both clubs with a huge fan base. Catalonia, of course, are all behind Barcelona here, looking for this equaliser. But it's Schalke that have got another chance. And they've smuggled it home from close range. And it's Schalke 2, Barcelona 0. And this is a dagger through the heart of Barcelona.
Well, it's been a dream start for Schalke. I think it's Irma, the Romanian, in the end, who just slides this one home. We'll see. Not sure in the end if it's a second for El Matador or whether or not it's Irma. We'll get a better look here, but Barcelona, they look absolutely shell-shocked. It is, in fact, a second for El Matador. A wonderful, wonderful start. Barcelona need to remember what's at stake here. This isn't a league match anymore. This is the knockouts. Still playing 2 games, of course, but you lose here, you're out the tournament.
Well, well, well. Barcelona with it all to do inside the opening half an hour. And we said, Harry, we said it was going to be action-packed. Maybe not even us believed that we were going to get 2 goals inside the opening 20 minutes, but that is what we have. And Schalke are, well, you could say they've got 1 foot in the semi-finals already. Ramos, good challenge. The Palmer feeds Alex Giardi towards the halfway line, one back. The trouble is, Harry, with Schalke as well, once they get in front, they're notoriously difficult to break down.
Yeah, very sticky team to try and get your hands on. It's a difficult prospect to break them down because they do utilise this sort of no-nonsense defending, and Barcelona haven't really had a chance since the Palmer with Messi. Probably should have scored, and look at this, Irma's in.
It's a lovely ball over the top. Irma twists and turns, tries to find El Matador. It's a poor pass by his standards, though, and Barcelona survive. They need a bit of a wake-up call. They need to just settle themselves. You feel at this moment in time, possibly the nerves of the occasion are getting to them.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel like Barcelona look comfortable on the ball at any point during the game. The offside flag comes to their aid there, but it just seems like maybe tactically something not in the right place at the moment for Barcelona.
We often find that teams do tend to sort of realise their mistakes and alter a few things, but the trouble is, at this stage in the season, in the knockout stages, you may not get another opportunity. Down the left-hand side, a goal before half-time would do them the world of good, but once again, there's Merriman, the captain, steps in, makes the interception. And he's had a terrific season, hasn't he, Harry? He hasn't possibly lit up the stage in terms of numbers, but how influential has he been for Schalke this year?
I mean, he's not going to grab any headlines, but he's got some defending to do here. And in fact, Schalke are able to clear it, but you're right, he's not one of those star players, but when you look at him, actually, I mean, 10 goals, 6 assists, that's 16 contributions, and the 6th best defender in the league for Merriman. A real solid performance from your captain, and it's one throughout the season that has obviously helped them, Schalke, get into the knockout stages. And as long as you're in the knockouts, you're in with a chance of winning the whole thing.
Are you surprised that he was made captain this year after struggling to get in the side last year?
I'm not too sure, to be honest. I don't think so. I think Merriman has that kind of natural leadership in him. As Schalke once again clear the ball and half-time comes, I think Merriman's the perfect sort of archetype for a captain. He knows when to keep the team's heads up when they're facing a bit of adversity. And so far, so good for Schalke. 2-0, thanks to 2 goals by the 5-time German champion, El Matador.
Yeah, lovely first half from him. The Palmer from the Barcelona contingent, probably the closest we've seen to a goal for them on the turn, left foot shot. Good save by the Schalke goalkeeper. But yeah, they'll be licking their lips at the prospect of a Juventus semi-final at this moment in time. Whereas Barcelona face this uphill battle. They could do with a quick start to this second half. The Palmer cuts inside onto his right foot, plays it across, looking for Alex Giardi. It opens up. He's hit the post. Will they get a better opportunity than that? It looked for all the world to see. The net was going to just burst with the ball, but it's come back off the frame and out of play for a goal kick. Harry, huge moment.
Any other day, that's a goal. The Palmer doing so well, turning inside. Just when everyone thinks he's going to go down the line, he cuts inside instead. That allows the chance to be realised. Good start to the half from Barcelona, but yeah, you've got to be tucking those away just to strike the fear into Schalke.
Well, this could be compounded here. It's over the top of the goalkeeper. It's just gone the wrong side of the post, but that would have really put a nail in the coffin had that have gone in after Barcelona missed that gilt-edge opportunity. And you'd have to say you've seen them go in, but it was a difficult chance nevertheless. But just going back to that Barcelona chance, Alex Giardi, usually so effective in front of goal, Harry. Are you surprised he didn't tuck that one away?
I mean, in any normal circumstance, yes, but this is the knockout stages. Nerves can be at the highest level they've been. This isn't just a regular season game anymore. This is for essentially your tournament life. You still have a second game to come, sure, but in this type of environment, very easy to snatch at those types of chances. And, well, he wasn't far away. He obviously hit the woodwork, but need to start seeing more out of Barcelona in that kind of vein.
A goal for Barcelona here would make things very, very interesting to going into that final half an hour, and they've got a free kick in a dangerous position. Remember, they do have a second game to turn this around, even if they were to get defeated in this first one. The ball goes all the way through to the back post. He just couldn't quite get anything on it there, Alex R. He seemed to stop dead. "59 minutes on the clock. Dembele forward towards Lionel Messi. How they'd love a moment of magic from him right now. Back to Dembele, controlled by the captain, the Palmer. Into Alex R, back to the Palmer. Looking for the run from Alex Giardi. Great challenge again from Merriman, who's had a really solid game. And that is going to be food and drink for Langer in net.
Yeah, I'm not surprised to see the pause queued up by Barcelona. They've had more chances from open play in this second half so far, but it just seems like something needs to be tweaked for them, whether or not it's just a swap of fresh legs onto the pitch or just looking at this sort of 4-4-2 diamond. Is there a backup plan, I wonder? Looks like it will be 3 at the back then for Barcelona, just to add another man into that midfield and try and chase down this 2-goal advantage that Schalke currently possess.
Sí, vamos a tener más, pero tenemos que enchufarla.
Wenn er frisch ist, ist er gut. Wechseln die, oder?
Ja, ja.
Something I've wondered, Harry, so far this season with Barcelona, and I touched on this a few times, that most of the clubs have got you would say a spokesperson, maybe someone to rouse the troops in a moment of need. Do you think Barcelona are lacking that?
I think so.
Because the Palmer, for example, has been kind of a lead by example on the pitch, but off it, a very quiet, subdued character.
Very true, especially when you consider the 2 Spaniards, Alex R and the Palmer, alongside a Frenchman, Alex Giardi. I don't know what the Spanish level is like for Alex Giardi, so it can, sometimes a language barrier there can come into play, but for me, the big difference in these types of games, the knockout stages, are the difference in accolades across the two sides. I mean, you look at Merriman and Al Matador, how many German titles they have between them. Irma, obviously, was a semi-finalist last year representing Romania at Euro 2020. On the Barcelona side, I mean, sure, you have the Palmer, who in the PES League 2019 was a world finalist, but elsewhere, I mean, Alex R is the youngest player in the league. He's not going to be the one to step up and really galvanise the troops. I mean, maybe you're looking at Alex Giardi as kind of a 2-year veteran in the league, with obviously, or 3-year, wasn't he, with FC Nantes a couple of years ago now as well. So he's been around the block a couple of times, but the difference in accolades across the two is really the deciding factor at this point.
It's 25 minutes away from the first victory of the day, and they've got a third goal.
Reihe des Vaters, ne?
Schalke 3, Barcelona 0. And boy, have they turned up today.
Well, a third goal for Schalke almost seals the deal. It's Merriman this time. I think I heard someone call him Merodinho. But that's a great finish. Whether or not he intended the touch off the back of the player there, we'll never know. He'll definitely claim it. But 3-0 to Schalke. It's all gone wrong for Barcelona.
"67 minutes gone, and yes, you are reading it correctly. It's Barcelona 0, Schalke 04 3. A terrific performance from the Germans. Towards the edge of the area, chance to make it 4. Griezmann on the turn, tries to find Lionel Messi, but again, Alex R is just stifled of any kind of service there. Free kick for Barcelona. It really is do or die now for them in this game.
Yeah, it really is. I think the objective for Schalke here is kill off the tie, really kick them while they're down almost in this first game, this first leg. Really don't allow Barcelona any hope in the second game to overturn this what would be a 3-goal aggregate lead.
Oh, it's in towards the danger area. Headed goalwards and just cleared off the line. A huge moment. And again, Schalke survive.
I mean, if that one doesn't go in, I don't know what will for Barcelona in this first game. It's not like they've been lacking chances. You think about Alex Giardi, the Palmer's chances. It's just not fallen their way today. And unfortunately for them in this first game, it's certainly the Barcelona of the second half of the season that has turned up. And that's nothing against them. I mean, they still finished third in the league. But you're going up against Schalke here, who snuck in on the final day. You finished 6th, and you're down 3-0. Certainly not the type of game they were expecting.
So Barcelona know that if the scores remain the same here, they've got a huge uphill task in that second game to claw back these 3 goals. Coutinho. A goal now for Barcelona might just add that little element of doubt for Schalke.
Well, it's not just that, it's hope for Barcelona as well, isn't it? They need something to cling on to at this point. Because right now they've got nothing.
Alex Giardi. This has been a truly remarkable first match performance from Schalke. And they well and truly have one leg in that semi-final against Juventus. And Juventus watching on, Harry, I mean, do you think they might be a little bit worried about what they're seeing right now? We'll come back to that because Barcelona have a chance here. Can they get that all-important goal to give them a sniff in this second game? Lovely ball through. Chance for Alex R. Again, they just can't quite get the Palmer involved.
I mean, the tenacity in which Schalke are defending with at this moment in time, might make Juventus wonder whether or not they're going to be able to break them down here today. There'll be a corner in stoppage time. In fact, no, it won't. It came off a Barcelona man last. So, looks like it's going to be a 3-0 lead to take into the second leg. And if Schalke do advance, I certainly would be worried because they look like they have the bit between their teeth here today.
Barcelona just haven't been at the races today at all. They had that one moment in the first half for the Palmer. But outside of that, they've really struggled to break this German outfit down. And they're going to have to do it at least 3 times in the second game if they're to go through. It has finished at the end of the first game here. Barcelona 0, Schalke 3.
All of the pieces of the chessboard lining up here for Schalke. The question for Barcelona is, I mean, how do you bounce back in the second game?
Well, the only advantage from a Barcelona point of view is that this is something we touched on right the way through the season. They have been incredibly inconsistent. Some days they haven't turned up, pretty much like we saw then. But on other days, they can be absolutely electric. And that's their only saving grace right now, is that they can turn it on. And if they can turn it on, we may just see something special.
Yeah, they've proven that a couple of times this season. There's no doubt. I think the worry for Barcelona is they weren't able to convert any of their chances that game into a goal. Just something to cling on to. You see this one from the Palmer. Great save from El Matador after just scoring up the other end. It just seemed like every single chance for Schalke was going in, and every decent Barcelona chance was either being parried away or just a bit wasteful. Here's Alex Giardi with plenty of space, but just rattles the outside of the woodwork. And it just felt like one of those days for Barcelona. I think we're going to see a real test of their mental fortitude here in the second game. We know what they're capable of. They know what they're capable of, but Schalke so far have just taken every opportunity that have landed to them and they've run away with it. Interesting stat, Adam, for Schalke, just to tell you how well-rounded they are this season so far. 11 goals for El Matador, 11 goals for Merriman, 11 goals for Roma. That's about as well-rounded as you come for Schalke with the knockout stage and regular season goals combined.
That certainly is a team stat there that goes to show why they've been such a unit, really, and tough to break down as well. The defensive numbers have been pretty decent up there. I think the first 30 minutes in this second game is going to be very, very crucial. Yeah. And it'll be interesting to see how Schalke approach this second game, because you would expect most people would expect them to sit back and soak up possession, soak up pressure, and just look to possibly hit on the counter-attack. But I think importantly for them, I mean, if they were to go out and play the same, and try and get that early goal, completely kill off the tie, because if Barcelona do score in the opening half an hour or even the first half, then the nerves will start to jangle, I think, because we know that they can turn it on, with their tails up.
I think you're right. I think that first half an hour in game for Schalke is going to be so huge, just to put up a defensive stand against this Barcelona team. They've scored plenty of goals this season, the gentlemen on your screen. But I think to ensure that your 3-goal advantage for the boys in blue is not a foundation built on sand at this point is going to be so vital. Just to continue to slam the door in the face of Barcelona is going to win you this game. It's going to win you a place in the semi-final up against Juventus. And what a turnaround it would be. They look relaxed there. You see Merriman just laughing and smiling. He's in his element right here.
How important has Irma been for Schalke this year, Harry?
Oh, so important. So important. I mean, long-time viewers of the eFootball.Pro IQONIQ will know Schalke last year. They just had a miserable time of it. Were consistently in the lower half of the table. Snatched a few results here or there, but constantly just lacked a bit of creativity. You put Irma in after a tremendous performance last year at the Euros, and they've just looked a different outfit. They've, again, looked like a club that just is built for knockout football, is absolutely ready for any challenge ahead of them. And, well, here they are in the knockouts, holding a 3-0 aggregate lead in the quarterfinals. It's quite the turnaround indeed.
Of course, for the integrity of the competition, we have our wonderful backstage teams making sure that everything is working as it should be, and all the checks are made as well after each game so that we know that there have been no connection problems, etc. So we are under the impression that we are good to rock and roll soon with this second game. Where are you seeing this second game, Harry?
Again, it comes down to the opening 30 minutes, doesn't it? I'm sure for those of you watching on the official club channels will be rooting for your own team. For me, I just still need to make sure, for my own mind, that Schalke can hang on to this 3-0 lead. And the opening half an hour, first half, if they concede, I mean, it's always going to invite Barcelona back into the match if they do that.
Yeah, and if you hadn't made your prediction already for our prediction campaign for your 1,000 eFootball points, which you've got up to 6 o'clock, by the way, CET time, just to clarify. If you hadn't done that yet, Harry, would Schalke possibly be a late contender?
Well, when you consider the percentages, I think we saw Barcelona with about 41%, something like that. Schalke had less than 1% of the votes as of yesterday. I mean, not only when you consider their league position at the end of the regular season, Barcelona in 3rd, Schalke in 6th. It's kind of crazy to see. This is a real underdog story, which is why, for me, I still need to see Schalke prove in that first half of this second game to come, that they can weather the storm, they can contain Barcelona's attack, because they had chances that first game, Barcelona, don't forget. If they tuck one of those away in the first half, then Schalke, they're always going to look a little bit nervy. We'll see what kind of mentality the boys in blue come out with, whether or not they try and go on the counter, they try and get that fourth goal that would almost certainly at this point kill off the tie, or whether or not they're just going to sit back.
Well, we are just seconds away. They're just going through a few last-minute formation and personnel checks, and then we are good to rock and roll. Barcelona know they have to score at least 3. The question is, Harry, and I'm going to see if you've got any statistics for me, because that is why you're paid the big bucks. This is why I enjoy having you on stream. Have Schalke conceded 3 or more goals this season in the regular season in any game so far?
That's a really good question. You'll have to come back to me, because I'm going to have to look that one up. I'm trying to think. I think so. I think they have suffered a couple of heavy defeats here or there. I want to say to the hands of AS Monaco, but I mean, that's Monaco. For Barcelona here, they just need to get something going. 1 goal would be enough just to rattle Schalke and give them a chance here in this second game.
They certainly don't want to concede early, and that's exactly what could happen here. But Merriman was pickpocketed on the edge of the area, and a chance for the Parma to really get things going for Barcelona now down this right-hand side. They would love an early goal. Lovely footwork there from the Parma. Tries to play it in early. Again, the door is shut on Alex Giardi. How important that miss may prove to be when he rattled the post. I think it was 2-0 at the time. It would have made it 2-1. Game well and truly would have been on. But you've got to let that go. You've got to now go and do your job in this second game. And it's going to have to be some job to get this over the line for Barcelona now. The Parma.
I suppose the silver lining for them is that, I mean, just looking back through Schalke's league record, there's been a couple of teams that have been able to score more than 3 against them in a single game. Juventus are one of them. We have Monaco doing it on 2 different occasions against them. So there's certainly possibilities. Even Celtic, who finished in the bottom 2, were able to score 4 in a game against Schalke. So it's not impossible. It's just at this stage, highly improbable.
15 minutes gone. They've negotiated half of the allotted 30-minute time that both myself and Harry picked up on being a very, very crucial moment in the match. But they've yet to really test the Schalke rear guard. Likewise, Schalke don't appear to be in any real rush to go forward themselves. Obviously, 3-0 to the good on aggregate. No away goals, of course, so it will go to the third match, the third 5-minute match. If Barcelona were, for example, to score 3 and win this game 3-0, if they were to win it 4-1, we would still go to that third game of 5 minutes, and then the dreaded penalty shootout. How many of those do you think we'll see today, Harry?
Well, hopefully for me as a neutral spectator, as many as possible, because they are just...
And for the clubs involved, hopefully none.
Hopefully none, but they're just the absolute paramount, nervous kind of situations to be in as a competitor. Some people absolutely thrive, but most will shy away.
Chance down the right side, looked to have strayed beyond the last defender, and yet the offside flag eventually goes up. My eagle eye from up in the gantry, picking that one out as PK now fires the ball up towards the edge of the penalty area. It's been a almost non-event so far in this second game. Schalke more than happy just sitting on their 3-0 lead. Barcelona just trying their best to eke a chance, but as a result, we haven't seen too much of anything really so far compared to the action of that first game.
And this will suit Schalke down to a T.
Absolutely. But they've got a chance here. Barcelona is the first real chance for them. He's gone down. All eyes on the referee. He waves away the appeals, not interested one iota, but Barcelona continue. Harry, that was a first real talking point of this second game. Back post and out of play for a goal kick.
Yeah, just beat his man. And then for me, I mean, we've seen them given, but for me, it looked like he was just looking for it there. Sure, the defender got none of the ball, but I mean, he could have played the ball. But instead, the referee not having anything of that one. Better, though, from Barcelona. They look like they're on the front foot here.
Harrett tries to play it through, but he only plays it straight to Bentaleb. And it ricochets back to Barcelona. Down the right-hand side, finds Lionel Messi. Now Braithwaite, but again, dispossessed.
Defensively, Schalke have just been so good so far. Reading everything in the midfield, like Merriman just intercepted there, or on the back line as well. Haven't had too much going forward for them, but they're not the ones who need to attack here. Defensively, they've been sublime so far.
Well, they could get on the score sheet themselves. It was the first chance for them. It's gone just the wrong side of the near post, but it was just a real warning shot there for Barcelona that even though Schalke are sitting pretty on a 3-0 aggregate scoreline, they are more than happy, if required, to go on the front foot. Barcelona looking to make inroads. Plays it through. Dembele, left foot shot. We've got the goal, which drags Barcelona back into the match.
Sí, claro, tío, más sencillo.
3-1 aggregate. We said the opening half an hour, and to the worst case scenario, almost the opening 45 minutes, getting a goal was so crucial. And now, Harry, they've got it.
Yes, they do. And could this be the start of the floodgates being opened? Dembele, the finisher, didn't quite catch who it was who fired at home. Was it Alex Giardi in the end? The former Arsenal man, I wonder. We'll get confirmation in just a moment of the eventual goal scorer. But just watch out. Now that makes it. Well, there we go. Alex R, the youngest player in the league, making his first knockout stage appearance. Has been able to tuck it home for Barcelona. And that just, again, with that goal comes belief that they can break down Schalke. And now Schalke need to, again, just get a bit of composure here. Now that they've conceded their first, let's see how they react, whether or not, again, they push for that fourth goal. You can see the aggregate score at the top of your screens. Only a 2-goal differential now. That can easily be overturned in a half of eFootball PES.
Hugely important goal right at the end of the first half. 60% possession. They've bossed Barcelona. Just the one shot. It's all they needed. It was on target.
Wir haben gar nichts, Alter. Und wenn's dumm prallt.
And interestingly, I mentioned the mentality of Schalke. Would they sit on that 3-0 lead, which could be dangerous if they were to concede in the first half? That's exactly what's happened, Harry. And almost the sense of now, can they then go ahead and raise their game? It's very difficult to turn it on when you've been in a kind of lackluster mentality.
It really is. I mean, you can see that the changes coming in here for Schalke. They've changed formation completely. Barcelona likewise know they're still 2 goals down. They've switched to that kind of 3-4-3 formation they were using towards the latter stages of the first game. I think we just heard Merriman say, we need to score.
Just need one. Yeah, we just need one, he said.
Well, that's a good mentality to have, especially with a Barcelona team that has looked a bit frail defensively. If you can get that one goal, that would really sink the hearts of Barcelona fans around the world.
So, the second 45 minutes of this second game where Barcelona trail Schalke by 3-1. All 3 goals for the Germans coming in that opening game. Barcelona with their first shot of this second game right at the end of the first half, taking the lead. And they've set up this second 45 minutes absolutely brilliantly. Now, if they were to score again in the first 15 minutes of this second half, this could really turn. Oh, what a save! How on earth has he kept that out? Clawed away like a cat in a tree. An incredible save to deny Barcelona a second. How important may that prove to be?
Well, on the theme of cats, how many lives does Schalke have left? The goalkeeper, once more, denying Barcelona. Corner to come. Be another corner, but wow. Barcelona on the front foot. They look like they believe now they can claw back this deficit.
Well, we may look back at that save, but it's just the start that Barcelona needed. Fast, efficient, ruthless almost. And it's how they played the majority of the early part of this season. When they play it so quick, they're hard to hold down. "55 minutes gone. Barcelona lead in this second game, but trail by 3-1 overall. No away goals, so they need another 2 to go to a third 5-minute game playoff.
Seeing some panic in the midfield at this point, Adam, from Schalke. You can see they're just forcing balls where maybe they shouldn't be. They have a chance here maybe to get a goal with a chance, but we'll see if they can complete this passage of play. They just seem to be snatching. There's been a couple that I've seen so far, 1 or 2 from Irma. Just all of them really just trying to force the issue a bit too much in the midfield, and it's just allowing possession to turn over to Barcelona. And the more you do that, the more you invite the Catalan club to have a go at this comeback.
Be interesting to see whether any changes will be made from a Barcelona point of view now, Harry, because they've been much better in this second game. Would you look to change anything yet, or would you give it another 10 in-game minutes or so?
I think you change it now. You look at some of the tired legs in that kind of midfield area. That's where the game's going to be won and lost for Barcelona in my eyes. The way that Schalke are playing seem to be panicking a little bit in that area. So bring on Coutinho, bring on Griezmann, try and win balls in the middle, and that will spring your counter-attack.
Ja, aber talking now, Schula. Yeah, like me, so now look talking to por head, Schula and Pop. Now for header left side, guys. Defense square focus. Yeah.
So we are into the final 30 minutes of this second game. And Barcelona are in. It's a real chance here. Saved by the goalkeeper and turned away. Alex Hard just couldn't get enough purchase on the shot. And you felt he could have done a little bit better. But still Barcelona are on the front foot.
Unbelievable. Alex Hard, I thought maybe took 1 or 2 too many touches there, but Barcelona again, it's that first goal that's given them the belief here.
Another chance though for Alex Hard. He's in round the goalkeeper, cleared off the line. And Schalke are living so dangerously right now. If this keeps going on, surely it's only a matter of time before Barcelona get a second. Again, the press is on. It's played through. The Palmer just couldn't get on the final pass from Alex Giardi, and Schalke survive yet again. How much of this do you think is Barcelona's change of identity in the second game, or Schalke just simply sitting off here, Harry?
Oh, I'm not too sure. I think this change of personnel has really galvanised them. You can see Pedri, who's come on, Griezmann as well. They're really starting to hassle the back line for Schalke. So that's why we've seen this change in terms of territory for Barcelona so far. But that's a great cross-field ball.
Oh, save by Ter Stegen. Great chance for Schalke. It looked like he might just be able to smuggle the ball under him, but he pounced on it, and Barcelona breathed a sigh of relief, but they need to go now. Like the Clappers, they've got 2 minutes before the final 10 minutes, so 12 overall if my maths is correct. I think it might just be there. But they've not got long is the simple fact. They need 2 goals in the final 10 minutes plus stoppage time now. And they've had their chances, haven't they, Harry?
Yeah, they really have. There's been a fair few that have fallen to Alex Saar.
The longer the game goes on, of course, as well, the more open this rear guard's going to be for Schalke to punish them on the counter.
Absolutely. You could see Alex Giardi there really frustrated with the pause, which has been queued up by Schalke. They now can start to bolster that back line. In fact, they're going to stick with the same formation, which has worked out well for them so far. They've had a few chances on the counter. But Barcelona, they need a goal very, very quickly to make this comeback possible, or even a chance at reality here.
9 minutes are all that stand between Schalke and a semi-final place against Juventus. Barcelona knocking on the door, but it just won't quite blow over right now. And we may see a little bit of games management now. Well, they're looking for another goal, and they've got it. It's the goal which surely kills the tie and sends the Germans into the semi-finals.
Heartbreak, deflation for Barcelona, but this quarter-final is all about Schalke. Just when you thought maybe game management, take the ball to the corner. No, Merriman sees Irma. Sees the run. And it's straight down the middle of the goal. Barcelona, they had such promise this season. They showed such will to be at the top of the league for the first half of the entire season, but they're falling here in the first round of the knockout stages.
Barcelona surely are crashing out in the quarterfinals. It's not been vintage from Schalke in this second game, but the damage was done in the first, and this goal, they may even get a second here to really compound it, put that cherry on the top of that all-German cake. Down the right-hand side. Irma into El Matador. They've had to be strong. They've had to be resolute. And they've had to be clinical. And that's exactly what they've been. 4-1 on aggregate. They've done enough. And we're in the final minute of added on time. And the referee brings the game to an end. It will be Juventus versus Schalke 04 in the first of the knockout stage semi-finals.
I can save the game. I can. Now.
Their run comes to an end. Barcelona, it all just seemed to fall apart. Despite finishing third in the